Hey everyone, welcome to our Monday night live stream where today we are going to play around with the CrystaLac Neon Pigments. I'm going to show you how you guys can make some inks with them, your own inks, as well as mixing it into paint and just kind of talking about all of the things you can do. If this is your first time here, my name is Allison, and if you're on the replay, let me know. We go live every single Monday at 7:30 Central, and I have a weekly tutorial about all things glitter tumblers, sublimation, or things you can make with your Cricut. So if you're here watching, make sure you are subscribed, and I am super excited to get going. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me okay. I see Cindy and Corinne. Hi, Annette. Hi. Oh, yes, I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, and Cindy said happy Monday, and I was like, literally, though. Hi, Laura. Hi, Mom. Hi, Kim, Judy, and Dawn. I'm super excited that you are all here. All right. So let me know in the chat if you got the Neon Pigments. Let me know if you purchased them or if you've heard anything about them. So these are from the CrystaLac company. I have them linked in the description. And I am going to show you, looks like it's a little blurry maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just because they're neons. It's hard to see. We've got concentrated pigments. So these, they have already like regular colors that are numbered like 1 through 8. So there's white, and then red, green, blue, brown, 2 different browns, and you can mix them into universal white to make your own paints, which I have done many times on here before. I did it, or I showed you last week how I used a blue paint that I mixed up with universal white, and then they just released the neon line, so I bought them, and I have not even used them. I haven't even opened them, so I'm super excited to play around with them. And what we'll do today is make some inks with the blending solution, and I'm going to mix it into some universal gray, technically, because I don't know where my universal white is. And I'm going to put some on some cups, making some inks just to kind of see how they look on a white base, to see how they look kind of when we mix them together, you know, on a swirl. And then I have a glitter cup from last week that I put white glitter on. I haven't done anything with. I thought I would try to paint on some of the inks to see kind of what happens. So if you do need to order them or feel like ordering them, make sure you use the link in the description of this video. So the thing about these and the other pigments as well is they can't be used you can't just use it like by itself. They really need some sort of binder. So they need universal white. You can mix them into Grand Finale, or you can make your own inks with the blending solution, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to mix them into the Grand Finale. So you can make paints, you can make a tinted like Grand Finale, or you can make your own inks. So hopefully that clears it up. There's red, orange, and pink. Like I feel like I'll probably not even use the red all that much, but and then I thought today we could also make like a purple, because like I feel like I could really use a purple and a blue in this scenario. But that's okay. So do you guys have any questions about the pigments? I thought the first thing we could do would be to make some inks and then see how they swirl on this tumbler. You can mix micas. Corinne, can you give me some more details? You can use micas. You can mix those into Grand Finale. You can whatever, but the pigments need something like a Grand Finale or a universal white or a blending solution to be able to be used. Okay, so I've just got a white cup that I have spray painted white. I actually don't need this quite yet. I'm going to start by mixing in some inks. I'm actually going to make this into a pencil tumbler. I think it has a cool shape. This is from Craft Haven. And I'm going to make it like a pencil kind of coming down. I kind of like how that shape works. But I'm going to mix up. I don't think I'm going to use the red right now, honestly. I'm going to see how the other ones look. So anyway, I thought like the middle of the pencil could be like a little rainbow swirl. We'll see. So I'm going to start by pouring some of the blending solution into these little cups. You can mix it with the liquid wood micas, but it should also be mixed with Grand Finale. Like if you're going to mix it with the micas, you should also mix that into Grand Finale. So I'm not measuring. I'm just guessing. I'm going to shake these up a little bit before I put them in. This is my first time opening them, so I've got to take out the little like paper thingy. And I'm just going to put like, oh, I have to cut off the top. Hang on. Let me find my scissors. But it looks like, at least on these bottles, we've got to snip off the top to open it up. Okay, so I'm just gonna put in like a little bit. You don't need much. All right, so I have a lot of thoughts about the neon pigments. I use the regular pigments a lot, especially to, mix up my own paints. Now, I also already have the neon Flippin' Awesome paints, so like I wouldn't necessarily need these pigments to make neon paints. However, in a little bit we will, mix them into the universal white to see kind of how it goes. But just know, like, you can also just buy the liquid, what am I saying? The Flippin' Awesome. So those would be pre-mixed paints, like, ready to use. But this could be fun. This could be a fun way to make neon inks. Now, I haven't used them personally, but I have friends who have. And you can use these on a white base and on a black base. They will show up on a black base. I have black pens, but they have black glitter. I don't know. We can try it. Oh, I forgot. And I can show you, but they do show up on a black or a dark base as well as a white base, which is what we're doing now. Okay, so you can mix it up and you're going to get these really thin inks, okay? Now, when I've used inks in the past, I have preferred to mix them in with Grand Finale. So let me know in the chat if you've used the other CrystaLac Inks or not. I'm just curious to kind of see where we're at. Let me know in the chat if you've used the other inks that they already have, the other colors that they have. I'm just curious if you guys will let me know, because I've done a demo on the inks before and I've shown like using them kind of as is. But I've also shown like kind of why I like to mix them with Grand Finale. But I can show you, I can do them as is here today. I could do it either way. Let me just move this out of the way. Okay. All right, so I am going to get myself a little room here and make sure I'm on the camera. Make sure you can actually see the tumbler. Corinne just got her grand finale. Super exciting. It's super fun. Sorry, I'm just looking for my baby wipes so I can wipe my hand when we're done. Okay, haven't used the inks yet. So I'm going to show you kind of how they work when you just drop them in to actually, I'm going to use a different cup for this first one. Use this one. Just another base coated tumbler. And you'll see some like random, like I had like a big decal on here that I took off. So just ignore that because I just wanted to do this as a demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Grand Finale on this tumbler. And right now I have mixed up the green, pink, and neon, yellow, no, green, pink, orange, and yellow neon pigments into the blending solution. So it's in blending solution, and I can show you the picture of that in a minute. So let me show you kind of what happens when you just put the inks on. They're really, really thin. And they thin out even more. And they kind of like, it looks super neon in the camera. It's a little less like neon in real life. You can kind of see it start to kind of like feather out, and then you can kind of add the different colors. On the next tumbler, I can show you how it behaves a little bit differently when you mix it into Grand Finale. It makes it a little bit thicker. Okay, the green and the pink mixing together is not great. So that's something to keep in mind. I would try to keep the pinks away from the greens if possible, because it looks a little brown, but you can take a straw and spread them out. Okay, definitely regretting the green and pink mixing. I would try to avoid that. But I'm going to see if I can salvage this a little bit. And I'm going to add in a little bit of white. Okay, so anytime I do it like how I'm doing right now, where I'm just putting the inks in with I'm going to add a little white, guys, just to break some of this up. When I do the inks just by itself, it's just a little bit different of a look than when you mix it in with Grand Finale. And you guys can make a note. I wouldn't use pink and green near each other because you're getting this interesting brown color. Part of me wants to go rinse it off. You know what? I'm going to go rinse it off because this is really bad. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so what I love about using CrystaLac on my tumblers is that I just went to the bathroom and rinsed it off because we're going to start over. Pink and green together is not great. So, let's try again. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Sometimes things don't go to plan and everything is fixable. I just literally went to the sink and rinsed it off, and we're gonna try again. All right, so I'm gonna start with grand finale. I'm gonna do this a little bit differently this time. I'm gonna do like pink, orange, yellow, green down to the bottom. Cindy, what question did you have? I'm happy to help, but I didn't see a question that I haven't answered. Okay, so it's okay. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just going to try again. We're going to start with pink around the top. Is grand finale more runny? More runny than the inks that I'm using right now, or something else? All right, so here is some pink. Really, really fun and pretty pink. And then we'll go with some orange. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with some yellow. Then when I'm done, I will answer your questions, I promise. These neons are really, really bright and really, really, really fun. I am loving the brightness so far. So another thing that I want to remind you of, like when I do use the inks as I am right now, just by themselves, right? This is just pigment mixed with the blending solution. I find that it doesn't spread quite the same as when I mix it in with grand finale. And I'm going to show you on the next tumbler what I mean by that. Okay, I'm going to add a few drops of white. Just to break it up a little. And I'm going to take my straw and spread it out. So this kind of is similar to a rainbow one that I did that I might have actually done live. I can't actually remember. I would do a second coat right on top of this. I'd let this dry. I would do a second coat I would do two things. I'm gonna let this dry. I'm gonna do a second coat kind of the exact same way. Especially because the pink and the orange are really, really sheer right now. So I might also add in a little bit more of the pigments into my solution. So I think I'm going to try that as I move to the next tumbler. So it's super fun. They're really, really bright. They look a little bit, well, I guess I can't tell. Like everybody's screen is a little bit different, but like on my screen that I'm looking at, it's a little bit more green and a little less like neon than I see on my screen. But it's really, really pretty. So I'm taking out my phone to turn on my cup turner so I can move this out of the way. Because it needs to continue spinning. So if you guys were on last week, remember the tumblers that we made? I've gotten them just about smooth. I've put like 3 coats of Grand Finale on here. I'm going to sand it and add decals to the ones that we mixed glitter in. So if you didn't catch last week's stream, I highly recommend checking that out because it was really fun and the tumblers are really, really cute. So, okay. So now for this one, I'm going to show you what happens if I mix in a little Grand Finale into each of these. Okay, so it'll thicken it up a little bit, but it's just different. I'm kind of mixing up a lot here. Like, I probably could have done like a little Grand Finale and then put like a couple of drops, but it's okay. So I'm going to put in the Grand Finale, and I'll just show you. You'll see it behave just a little bit differently. And I'm thinking about kind of doing the same look on this one, except for I'm really focused on the middle portion of this tumbler. But I've added some Grand Finale into each of these. Okay, let me go back and read the questions. Hi, I'm glad I found you because I have to make the switch. My dad has COPD and I need something that I can use safely around him. Yes, I'm so glad that you found me. This is the perfect place. I have so many tutorials on my channel as well as some classes you can register for if you want to, fast track the learning process instead of, watching a gazillion videos. If, you want to get all the information you need like in one day, I highly recommend my classes. Okay, so I'm going to do kind of the same thing, I think. I don't know. Okay, you guys help me decide. I'm either going to do kind of the same look or maybe do just the pink, orange, and yellow, leave out the green, and kind of intermix them. I think I like this look that I am already going with. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. I get my turners from Amazon. If you go to my Amazon storefront, you can see what I recommend. They're all pretty much the same. But there is a link. Thanks, Kim. Okay, wait. Oh, yeah. And then Cindy asks if it's thinner than epoxy. Yes, it is. I mean, every epoxy is a little bit different. Some of them are actually considered thin, viscosity versus medium and whatever. But yes, it's a lot thinner. It's a completely different product. We use it here on this channel because it is safe to use inside and you don't need a respirator and ventilation like you would with resin. Okay, I think I got all the questions. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just do the same thing And I am going to make this into a pencil tumbler. So I'm going to do a lot more like kind of pink on the top and green on the bottom because I want the middle portion to be the neon rainbow, if you will, because I'm going to paint over the very top and the very bottom to make it into a pencil. So just in case you're like, what is she doing? It's because I have a plan for this tumbler. I think it would be fun. I've done pencil tumblers where I used kind of like a vinyl in the middle, and I love those. I have a tutorial on my channel if you guys are interested in how to make a pencil tumbler. But I'm going to show you these. I mean, they should look a little bit different when they get on the cup because they're mixed with Grand Finale. It might be hard for you guys to see the difference, but they're not, it's staying a little bit thicker because it's not spreading as thin because it has the Grand Finale with it. I am making the biggest mess underneath my turner. I didn't even put down a paper towel or anything. But it's fine. It's fine. Oops, I've got a hair. And then we're going to go in with our yellow. And then our green. And of course my turner is squeaking like crazy. Hopefully you can't really hear it, hopefully. I'm going to go in with some white. I recommend putting like a paper towel or some sort of barrier underneath your turner because mine has ink all over it. And again, I'm going to go in with my straw. And you can see it, like in comparison to the last one, it is not spreading quite as thin. You can also use like they sell, I don't know where mine is, but they sell like the squeeze things so the air comes out, almost like the old school like bulbs to get boogers out of your baby's nose, you know, stuff like that. Or if you have an airbrush, you can use the airbrush. Or even some canned air. That's a little bit more like forceful. And a little less control, but it totally works. I'm going to add a little bit more in some spots that need it. And then this one spreads out a lot more when you mix it with the Grand Finale. It's really not like, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to do a second coat where the other one is. And I think that's the main difference, like when you're doing this, if you're mixing in with Grand Finale or not. It's like, do you need a second coat or not? And it kind of just depends like what look you enjoy personally. And then you just kind of have to decide. You can work in layers. And as I demonstrated earlier, the pink and the green really don't look good together. But that doesn't mean you can't use them on the same cup. You could do a coat first. Like you could work in sections. You could do like all the colors with pink, and then you could do a second coat after it dries with the green. Like that's another option. The white that I'm using is the ink, the CrystaLac ink. So this is like, they have their set of inks, which is kind of what we just did a little bit of a DIY with the blending solution. But this is the actual CrystaLac ink. The white, I feel like the white is kind of necessary to just make a cool look. And then it will dry. It will continue to combine a little bit, not like a lot, but it will look a little bit different once it starts to dry, just as the Grand Finale kind of continues to swirl as it spins. So I really liking the neons, really happy about it. I should have made a blue. Oh, I'm going to do it right now. Okay, I'm going to take this pink. Okay, we're going to work quickly here. Okay, I've got this pink right here. I'm going to transfer just a little bit of it. And I'm going to add like a teeny tiny drop of the blue pigment. In hopes to make a pretty purple. It's a really deep purple, but I think it'll look pretty here. The blue definitely is a little overpowering, so less is more when it comes to making a purple. It is starting to dry now, so we're just hoping for the best here. Honestly, down at the bottom here. It does dry quickly. But adding a little white should lighten it up too. I was gonna make this into a pencil, but now I'm not so sure. I might leave this one. Got a lot coming up, a little further than I would have hoped. I'm gonna try to blow it that way towards the bottom. I could probably move this closer to me, but you know what, you guys? Here we are. Just doing the best that we can. Okay, it's fine. That's actually really like it. I really like it. honestly, the green, I should have known, since the green and the pink don't mix very well, that the green and this blue is whatever. But I might do a second coat where I can fix the bottom. But there you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I've been really focused on this. You can mix up, add some blue pigment to make some purple. Whatever makes you happy, you know? Whatever makes you happy. There's one other thing I want to try. I want to try painting these on a white glitter tumbler. Okay, I'm going to first move this cup to my turner over here. And then sorry, I can't tell which one's moving. And then I've got a glitter tumbler, a white glitter tumbler. That I want to try painting. I want to try painting these inks on. Let me see if I can. Just wipe a little bit up before it gets too crazy. Okay, so I don't know what I'm thinking here. I was thinking maybe about doing kind of like a rainbow. Let me know what you guys think about that. But then I would like just like, you know, red or pink, orange, yellow, green. But then I was also just right here in this moment thinking, wow, I could do like I'm not sure I understand. Oops. I could do like a leopard print or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. While I wipe up some of these inks. Should I just paint on kind of like a, almost like just like a stripy rainbow? Or should I just use like one color and do like a leopard print? I could go either way. This is just glittered. I haven't put anything on it. There's no glitter glue. There's no nothing. Just glitter. Let me know in the chat what you guys think I should do. Multi-neon leopard. I guess I could make spots with a bunch of different colors and then go in with like a black ink that I have somewhere. I've got black. Leopard, 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 rainbow. Okay, I think leopard is winning, but I do like the idea of rainbow waves. That's okay. Today we could do, I don't know, it's tied. I can't decide. Like, I feel like I know that the leopard is going to turn out. I'm not sure about the waves. So maybe I'll try the leopard and then I'll try waves on a different cup like tomorrow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn off the spinner. And then I'll just like manually, you know, turn it around. I'm just taking a paintbrush and I'm just going to add this to the glitter. Kind of fuzz. This is not sealed. This is not nothing. Just glitter. I'm going to go in with a few different colors. We'll do like leopard spots. Okay, there's some pink. I'm going to rinse it off. And we'll go in with some orange. The thing I love about like leopard print is that it's just like messy, you know, like different sizes, not like perfect circles, as many or as few as you want. Let's go in with some yellow. And then we'll go in with some green. And then we'll go in with black to actually make this leopard print. Okay. I am going to first, I'm just using the black inks. Again, I've linked, no, I don't know if I think I linked the inks underneath this video, but they're from the CrystaLac company. And I'm just going to paint these on to do the leopard slash cheetah slash whatever. Okay, so it's looking fun. Looking fun. Hopefully it doesn't combine too much. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I would say like less is more, just, you know, because I don't really know at the moment like how far it's gonna seep into each other, you know what I mean? Actually, I think to stop some of that, okay, so here, let me show you. What the inks do is that they kind of like flower, like they like kind of like, I don't know, I don't have the right word for it, but I'm going to mix it with some Grand Finale like I did the other ones to kind of minimize that sort of flowering, right? So it doesn't like keep spreading. Hopefully that makes sense. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a something to bind to, so it doesn't give that weird, it's a cool look. It's like a cool like blooming look. But for this, I don't really want that. You know what I mean? So like aside from that one, I think it'll look good. I also recommend a tiny brush. This one even is a little bit thick. Well, I guess this cup is small, right? This is a 10-ounce stubby, which is like my favorite style and like very popular at like craft shows and stuff. People really like it. But so my spots are going to be a little bit smaller than if it was a bigger tumbler, you know what I mean? So you just need a teeny tiny little bit of the inks. I definitely recommend mixing it with the grand finale, because when I didn't, see how it's like continuing to spread and these ones aren't. Yes, this is just glitter. I didn't seal it or anything. I just did a little dry brush to get off all the excess, but there's no glitter glue on it or anything. I think I used grand finale to apply the glitter. It doesn't really matter. I can't really remember. I did it last week on the live stream. But yep, just glitter, not sealed. It wouldn't like soak in as well, although I'm sure some of this kind of like blooming would have been less, but that's okay. It's looking better now. It's looking better now. So definitely mix it in with grand finale before you start this process. You could do this with any of the inks, too. Not just the neons, but today, obviously, I'm using neons and the black. So here we are. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I think it's fun. I might even, like, let it dry. And I could even see myself doing a second coat of the black, just to, like, make it a little bit darker. Like, these are from the beginning. See how it just kind of kept spreading? These ones don't look amazing, but that's fine. I'll find a use for this cup for myself, or, like, my kids. And then here's the other side where we kind of toned it down with the grand finale. All right, are there any questions about the Neon Pigments? Oh, the other thing that I didn't do that I probably should do is test how they work in the Universal Gray. So let me do that real quick. But I would recommend using Universal White. I just don't have any at the moment, like, nearby. So I'm just going to do one last thing. I'm just going to put just a little bit in here. I don't actually intend to use it, so I don't want to waste too much, but for you guys, I will do it. So starting with Universal White, all of the CrystaLac pigments can be mixed in with the Universal White or the Universal Gray to come up to create your own custom paints. And so I want to see, I'm going to just try the red. I'm going to see how the red works. Actually, let's go with the green. We're going to see what happens when we put the green in here. I'm going to start with a little so I don't use too much and kind of see. Yeah, so you will need quite, like, this is just a little bit of green, and it's a really pretty color. It's not, like, as neon as the pigment itself, right? It's going to be toned down when you mix it in with the Universal White. And it's not quite as bright as the Neon Flippin' Awesomes, but you could, you know, pour in as much as you need to make it more neon. So you can absolutely do that. Let me just try to put a little bit more in and see kind of how that goes. Just to see how bright I can get this. The thing about the Universal White and the Universal Gray is that it's very, very, very pigmented white. So it takes a lot to kind of balance that out, right? Like green and white make a light green. So that's kind of just how it goes. So you can make pretty paints on your own. They also have just the Neon Flippin' Awesome paints. If you don't like to mix your own paints and you just want to buy them pre-mixed, you can do that too. So are there any questions before we wrap up here? The cups are looking good. They're looking really good. So make sure you follow me on Instagram to see an update. And I have a new class coming this week about, the intro to tumbler making, where I talk about the basics of how to make glitter tumblers, but also how to generate new ideas, how to mix and match colors and glitters and patterns and textures to create super unique designs whenever you need new ideas. So look out for that, and make sure you're following me on Instagram and that you're subscribed here. Next week we will not have a live stream. There will be no live stream next week. So we will be back on the 24th. We'll be back on the 24th. And again, make sure you're subscribed for all of the updates on the live stream. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm super glad that you come here every Monday. It really makes my day. I love being able to create with you guys. I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and I will see you around. Have a great, great week. Thanks for being here.